So, hello everyone. This is session 4, I think. Maybe?
Session 4.
Session 4, right? With Diego from Australia. So, yeah, he was about to share something, right? Yes, the remix link. So, let's open that up. I'm going to open it up. And once I have that open, Diego, I'm going to share my screen, okay? So,
let's do it.
So I'm going to put you here, and let's open Framer. Let me close my other tabs. Okay. So let me make this larger. All right. So share entire screen. Boom. Right, you can see?
Yes, perfect. So from our last coaching session, I didn't do any major changes because I felt like everything was working pretty smooth.
Okay.
I just updated a few images on the bottom.
Okay.
And I'm not 100% sure if we finished with the CMS that was at the bottom of the page. As in terms of if I just have to now update the information inside, or if that section is going to be working. I think I had a few questions as in what happens once I get to update these events, which ones are going to be showing, or how do I ensure the latest ones are always being shown. But that's pretty much with the homepage. I think we're ready to move into the next one, which in the Figma file, it would be the team section and sort of like about section.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that will be like the goal for today.
Let me open up this Figma file really quick. If I can find it. The Yenda's website, okay. Okay, so, all right, for the first homepage, you said that you just added a few images here. Great.
Correct. So I spoke in theory with the client and to understand what they wanted, and I just update the images of the athletes they wanted to show.
Okay. So I see that Pelé is there. Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a
Maradona.
So in this case, bottom is internationals. Like they said, these are the 15 athletes we believe have had a lot of impact, and then on the top is just in Chile. So that gives audience a little bit of context that this is like a Chilean startup, but at the end of the day, they are seeking for international recognition.
Okay, cool, interesting. And then this part you said that, well, the first thing that you said is that you don't know how it would work if like if you click on this it would take you to a page. That's what you said, or what?
Correct. So at the moment it will take us to the page that we set up last time. Now, whenever I update these events, let's say this one said, I don't know, 18th of March, then when I get to create new events, how do I ensure that the latest events are being shown? Hopefully automatically, as in here, show the latest 2 events. But yeah, I think that's the only questions I have.
So we have the ability to, first of all, you can decide if you want to show 2 or if you want to show 4, right? In this case, we're showing 2. So
yes,
and we have the eventos, right? It's linking to the eventos, and the question that you were asking, like how does it work when you add a new one? You can select a different type of sorting order. You can select a sorting order from date or location. In this case, we're going to choose date. And then we can choose from new to old. So for example, May of 2025, and this is April. So this other one is, I guess, March. So it's like the oldest one, then April.
Oldest new.
You know?
Yeah.
So you can do something like new to old. That can be something that I would say that's the best thing to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you do that with this sorting, and you have to click on this main one, right?
Yeah.
This main one with the different chips, right? Because it's indicating all of the CMS. So that's with sorting. We have it right here, and you can just double check in the rest of the pages that it looks like this. Now, okay, I wanted to talk to you about the eventos page. So right now we just have this. Framer creates like a standard template for the CMS pages, and they're usually like this, kind of weird. They have this default padding everywhere. I'm just gonna delete that, and they have this default gap everywhere. I'm gonna delete that as well. And what you want to do is you want to just make sure that this nav bar is there as well on the top. So let's just put this on the top, and we want to make sure that. Oh, and also we want to make sure that these different sizes are here, right? We have tablet and phone, and let's go back home, and let's bring this bottom part. We can put this as well, like another, like we could put like a section of different eventos that are not the one from the current page. I'm going to show you.
Okay.
So we can grab this. Where is it? Nuestras leyendas. So we can grab this whole section, and we can go back to this page, eventos page. We can paste this in the bottom, and let's say that we don't really need this first part. We can delete this, and then we can just leave this part. And before I do that, let me just make sure that this section on the top has padding. So this should have some padding on the top and bottom at least. And this should be set to a fill. You see, like Framer sometimes does this weird, sizing for this. So I'm just trying to double check if everything is not, so that everything is set to fill. Content has to be set to fill. I'm going to put this in we just leave it like this. You can put some type of stack, and the stack remove, and this stack would have some padding, something like this, let's say, and here it would be less, so it would be something like 20 and 20. So now you can start seeing that it's looking better. Okay, so for this we want, so right now we have the Mes de la Mujer, but if we go to another one like Dia del Patrimonio, we don't want to have this one down here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go choose an individual one, and I'm going to set a visibility variable. So when this eventos page title, so I'm freestyling here. When this eventos,
I'm following.
Okay, when this eventos title equals title, or doesn't equal title, then show this. But I don't know why it's not showing the other one. Okay, I guess we have to set it to 3. So let me just make sure that this works with everything else. Okay, Mes del Deporte, it doesn't show the other one. So this is basically how you would do it. I guess you have to show 3 because it's hiding one of them, and then it shows us 2 other ones. You understand?
Yeah, I guess if we have more, maybe we have to change that setting limit.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's okay. That's something I can change later.
Yeah, but just so you understand the concept, I basically got this, and I set this condition so that when this when the page title doesn't equal the title of the card, then you can show it. and then it's these don't equal the title of the card of this page.
Correct.
So that's why it's showing. Okay.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
this, in a nutshell, would be a good, already like a good how do you say it? CMS page. So we have this. Let me just remove this. Let me put this inside of here, so it's like the same type of stack, going like that. Boom. So we have Mesa Deporte, and let's put some more padding here. Maybe like 40 is good. The bottom, let's remove this, just making it look better. Did you add these buttons?
I add them, but like before,
Okay.
just like playing around a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's cool. I was just wondering. This one, you can see that it has like rounded edges. We can, remove that.
We can remove that, yeah.
It doesn't look so nice, so we can put it like this. We can put
And
this...
I still have to change the images, so that's fine.
Yeah, you can do that. You can put the title underneath, or you can leave it on top, however you want. But basically, that's how you would do it. And this one template works for the other ones, so you have it already done for the other eventos. Okay?
So when you update any of those templates, it will automatically update to the rest of them?
Yes. Unless...
Any of them?
Yes, all of them. Only to the eventos. Not to the leyendas. To the leyendas, you'd have to create a new template.
Okay.
Okay?
Perfect. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, so this is...
Awesome.
So yeah, so this is just for the eventos.
I think that's pretty good. Of course, I just have to change the information for each event, but it seems like now if someone goes to the page and clicks in any of those events, it's gonna direct them to the information, and then they can just go back to the home page.
Yes, so you could go like this.
So go like that.
Oh, we have to add this button that it goes back to the home page, but if you scroll down, you can kind of read more about it.
Okay, correct. So yeah, I guess we have to add the... Is that just a link we have to add with the logo?
Yeah, we can do that really quick actually. Just go here, click on this logo, link, page, home, publish.
Perfect.
Done. Boom. Now if we go back here, it takes us back home.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, that was quite straightforward.
Yeah.
So then the second part, it was in regards to the about, which I would love to see how you created from like a blank page. It shouldn't be like a too complicated section, but I'm quite interested to follow your steps to sort of understand the best practices when you create like a page from zero. So that will be the goal.
Okay. You want to create an about page.
An about page, which is in, if you go to the Figma file, it's sort of like, it shows the
wireframe?
So if you go, to, I think it's the second one, correct. So it's sort of like the mission or about. It's like,
So it's this one. Okay.
Correct. On that one, I have I have 4 team members, but it's actually 3. So because this was like a Relume sort of wireframe, I didn't change it in that regards, but it should be 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's no problem. We can check that out. Okay, I'm gonna have to copy this. Submission. Let me see. So, okay, I have to bring this to another project. Move this over here. So, how I would do this from scratch. We have the mission page already. Again, what I always do is just open these other viewports, just so that we can build it all at the same time. And I'm going to go back to the Figma. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to transfer it, right? I think you did this also in the first session, or before the first session. is just transferred from Figma to HTML with Framer. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click on this plugin, click, and now it's copying the 70 layers, 170 or more, 255. And let's see, click the button below to copy selected layers that you want to, okay, copy, boom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and click paste. It says 1200, right? Let's just keep that.
Yeah, and I think the other one was 1440.
Yeah. So we gotta put that into 1200. So very important that I think we had that problem in our last session that it was
Correct.
like 1440. So okay, so it imported it as 1200. So that's great. And now there's certain things that we just gotta change. Let's start off. Sorry, by opening the layers panel, and let's move all of this out. Put this in here. Let's remove the footer and let's remove the nav bar because we have that as
Have a
components.
different one.
Yeah. So let's move this and give this a layout, and the height has to fit the content. So boom, we already got all of this here. Okay, so it's looking good. I mean, what's cool about Relume is that it uses auto layout from Figma. So
Okay.
it helps us a lot with creating stacks out of everything, right? So that helps out a lot. But there are certain things like here that you have to be aware of that it's not fixed with. Okay, so I'm going to start off by just making everything fill, making sure that everything is set to fill. So we got the desktop, which is already standard 1200 and fit. That's fine. So let's not look at that. This is the header, fill, fit height, great, fill, fit, relative. I'm gonna just switch that to fill, and relative, I'm gonna switch that to fill. Okay, this is looking good. This not fix, it's gonna be fill, and this is also gonna be fill. Perfect. That's step one. That's it. That's how you would start, right? Now we have these different paddings. As you can see, there's space. Let's just go back to our home page and see like what our padding really is like. So I have here, it's 100, 100. So it's usually like 100, 100 around. Is it really? Let me see. Okay, yeah, like 100, 100. Okay, let's just put it 100 on the side. So right 100, left 100. I don't know, but it looks a little bit. It doesn't look like 100 padding.
It's right. I think so. But yeah.
I'm not sure. Well, maybe because it's width fixed. Okay. Let me remove this. Okay, this is 100 then.
Right. So what happened then? Can you explain me that?
That the width was set to fixed and it had like a max width. Okay.
Oh, it had a max width. Gotcha.
No, it's not because of that. There's something else going on here. So fill width. Yeah, it's because it had a fixed width. These sections. So now this is 100. Okay. Let me just make sure that everything. Yeah. Okay. Now it's good. Okay. So we go back to our mission page. We have. Sorry, my little dog is here. You see. She has the ball. Okay, I probably have to throw her the ball sometimes. Okay.
What breed is your dog?
You want to see her? Come.
Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Is it like a labradoodle or
Yeah,
is
it's a labradoodle. Exactly. It's a little labradoodle.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just make sure that everything is like that. Let's remove this gap from the main desktop, right? I just because I was looking here and I saw this like little gap here, right? So I'm just gonna remove that, put that to 0, and I'm also gonna go ahead and add the nav bar up here. So the nav bar, let's add it to the mission page. I already pressed paste, but it went to the bottom. I don't know why Framer does that, but it does. So we got the nav bar, and then we got this. Let's make sure that we get this one. And
why in this case you're pasting the entire Nuestras Leyendas section as opposed just the footer?
Because right now the Nuestras Leyendas section has the footer inside. I could take it out. Like if I go like this.
I understand.
Like, wait, let me like this. If I go like this, now it's out. So we have to set that to fill. Boom. And for the phone, we have to fix that a little bit on the phone. Let me see where it is. Here. We're gonna move this around. So it was before going in a different direction. Now it's inside of this, so I have to just make sure that this is all going downwards. Fill. Let me just fix this for you. It has to be fit content, fill. You only have one social media, right?
Yes.
Okay.
At the moment.
Okay, so this is fine. I would say maybe we can make the gap. Not so much. Like that, maybe less, like that, whatever. This looks good. And then we can, I don't remember how we did this. I think it was like this. So.
Yes, I think everything was centered.
Centered, okay. Oh yeah, true. It was centered. So let's center that. And center the text. And this button, ingresa tu correo. It should be like a fixed.
I think we had it as in top and bottom as well instead of sideways.
You're totally correct. You're totally correct. So we had it like this, fill, right, like that, and then this was going like this, and then síguenos. We can put this fill, and this was going downwards, and this as well, and this would.
Yeah, I can send you. No, not here.
Let's see. Okay, now.
Can't believe that Google doesn't allow you to share images.
Oh, Google Meet?
Or screenshots. Yeah.
Okay. Really? I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, that's funny. Just lets you send messages, but not with attachments. Anyways.
What were you trying to send me? Like the screenshot of how it looked like?
Oh,
before?
no, just how it looked before.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah, so we can move it out, just like we just did. And then we can go back to home, to Mission, and then in Mission, basically just get the footer, paste, put it in the bottom, and it would just look like this, like in the home page. And we can do the same thing for that Eventos page, because in the Eventos page we had it inside of this Nuestros Eventos. This inside of this section. So let's just remove this, and then I'm gonna paste
Add it
like that. So now it's all like, working well. And as I can see here, this is not looking good. So let me just do something like this. Now something like this would be better. maybe make this fill. And now again, I'm gonna have to add that in the different pages. So usually the best.
So sorry, I was going to say, it's not like you can change the footer and then everything that has a footer will get updated automatically.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best way to do it, and we're gonna do that right now, and that's by creating a component. So I'm gonna create a component out of this called footer. Create. Boom. And I don't know why this has like this nice, rounded thing. Let's just remove that.
It even has a transition.
Does it?
I think when you click it, it says transition. It says spring.
Oh, okay. That's a default transition for whenever you have a hover state.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That's like a default thing. So now what I do is I go back to my mission, and then I grab this, right click, and replace with project footer. So now I have the footer here, and this is going to be the tablet version, and this is going to be the phone version. And then I go the same thing into Eventos page, and then I get the footer, right click, replace with project footer, and then let me just zoom out.
So okay, so it's called project.
Yeah, your project. So like this, boom. Now we have the different footers. Okay, and then going back to the mission, now we want to just finish, building the site, right? So all I have to do is just make sure that everything is set in terms of fill and height. So this one is good. This one is relative. I'm just gonna switch it to fill. That's because I'm just like team fill. So fill, fit. This is a fixed height, which is okay for images and fill width. Now the content is 100% relative. I'm just gonna make it fill.
Relative.
And then the problem is that these are both fixed. So let's just put that fill, and now it's getting, it's looking better. So we have to make it a little bit more responsive. Let's grab this and make this go like this. And we want this to have less padding on the right and left because it's a phone view. So something like 20. And here it was 100.
It was 100.
And 100 on the left.
I was 100. I was 100 top, and it was 50 bottom.
Okay, so 50 in the bottom, and 100 on the top. So now this one is looking a little bit strange. Let's see how it looks like in the home page. So we have it going from top to bottom. So we can do a similar thing here. So go like that, and boom, it's in the top and bottom. So that's how it looks. I would say that for this image, it's a little bit too sharp in the edges. I took like a design course like a couple of years ago, and it said that you should never have like really perfect sharp edges because in nature nothing has these sharp edges. So I don't know, that stuck to my head, and maybe you can put like a little bit of a radius. Like
yeah. So in this case, the Figma file that we have is not updated to what we did on the homepage. So you will see that in the homepage we have a total different layout with the images, they're rounded.
True, we have this. Yeah. So there's a way to, you could technically use a component, like an image component, but I would just say I wouldn't do that. I would just make it the same type of radius everywhere. And by the way, I don't know why this is fixed, but it's fixed. Okay, so let's go back to Mission. Let's give this the radius that images on the homepage had, so 40, right? So we have it more circular like this. This, for example, is just an image placeholder so you can add an image later on if you wanted to, right? And okay, so now we have the next thing, which is this. So we have this fill width, fixed width, no good. We want to fill width. And now we can see that it's kind of going into the middle. Why is that? Let's see. We have this. Let's set this to fill, and let's put this on the left. So let's just make sure that it's like left aligned if that happens. Make these fill width, and right now it's actually, you know, stopping here, but we it's because in Relume maybe they put it like a enter or like a shift enter. Correct. Right? So what we can do is that in the home page we have something similar. Oh, we have it actually in the center in the home page, right? And it's a max width, I believe, that they have. So this is fill. Was it a max width? Oh no. Okay, because usually it's like a max width that you can go like this, and then you add a max width of like 500, and then it goes down. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, it's that's like the technical way of doing it. But it's both fine. So for this one, for example, we can just do, you know, width, max width 500. So once it reaches 500 pixels, then the text goes on to the next line. You see? Instead of putting that enter, because maybe like in the other ones it doesn't look good like that. Just
yeah, that's the best way. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So we got that. So that's looking good. It's looking good here. Here we'd have to remove the padding. I see it kind of too much. So it's looking better. And now for these guys. So let's just close these. Whenever there's a lot of things like this, I just go towards the layers because it's too much to kind of grasp in this visual thing. So I just go to the layers and just see them here, right? I see this first one. Okay, it's set to fill. Then I guess that these other ones are also set to fill. So I go here. Okay, it's set to fill. Let's open it. This one is fixed, but it's fine because it's an icon. You don't want it to you don't want it to grow, right? You just want it to be fixed like this. But for this is where we want to start making sure that everything is, you know, fill. So this is relative 100. Let's just put fill, and these two also fill. So you can already, I did that. You can already start seeing that they're taking their place, which is good. Now we have to just do the same thing for the other one. So let's just put fill and fill and fill, right? Now for this one, the same. Fill, and then we grab these other two and also set to fill. And you can already start seeing that they're getting their place. Here you can start seeing that they're going like this, and here they're going like this. It looks crappy because it has to be, you know, vertically aligned, not horizontally. You're gonna see. So again, we just go here, make sure everything is set to fill. So fill, and grab these two and set to fill. Okay, so we got that. In the tablet, we might want to have it like this, or we can maybe do it something like this with a grid. Looks much nicer, right? And now with the phone, we don't want a grid, or we do. It depends on your, you know, design. I would say maybe something like this, or the grid. I don't know. I think the grid also.
Yeah, we can leave it as a grid. I can play around later.
Yeah,
but
exactly. And to play around, just grab this grid thing, and you just turn it back into a stack, and go like this, right? So it's just here.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. So I can just leave it as a grid for you. And okay, that's that next section. So as you can see, just Relume Figma to Framer, and then just start going section by section, making sure everything is set to fill. That's it.
So in this case, for example, I see that the image with Roger Federer on the desktop view looks larger than what it would look like on the home page. So I guess to maintain consistency, we should sort of
keep it at the same height. That's a very good point.
Which is 450.
450, and here it's 640. So I'm just going to put 450, and it changes to that height. But that's a very good point. That's a very good point. And that's something that I usually do at the end, just to make sure that everything is consistent.
Okay. Sort of the last check in everything
right now
at the end. Okay.
Yeah, right now we're just trying to like make everything work, and then at the end, try to see. Okay, we need to add max width, right? We need to add the styles, right? Because the homepage has, for example, H2, and it has the paragraph and the body. And we have to add that.
And that's a question I'm gonna leave at the end. I'm gonna put it now to not forget it. But I know that Relium, they have like a style guide, which is very easy to use because you can change the colors, the font, whatever. So I think Framer works different in that. I don't think that, or maybe they do have like a dedicated section towards the style guide.
So they do have that, which you can go here under assets and under styles. So you have the text styles.
Okay.
It's not such a visual solution like Relium has, but they're all here basically, and you can just get a glimpse and see the details of everyone. But in Relium, it's more visual. I know it's easier to edit because it's in Figma, and you can see it like a dashboard, right? So
Perfect.
But here you have it like that. Okay.
Fill, I guess.
Yeah, and then everything just set it to fill. So for example, this content is set to fill, this is set to fill, and then the heading is fixed. Let's set it to fill, right?
In what context you would prefer a relative width over a fill width?
Well, I think last week we discussed this, that you wanted something with the images, that it was like 50-50, right?
Yes.
Well, you can do that with fill, but what if maybe you want the image to be 75%, and then you want the content to be 25%? That would be something with relative.
Okay. Right. So the relative work as in with percentages.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so you would have two sections within one container. You would say, I want this 80% and this one 20%.
Yeah.
And then they will just adjust.
Yes.
And then depending on the different viewport, they will try to keep that ratio.
Yes. And I would just leave one at a relative, like one, let's say you want to put like relative 82, and then instead of putting the other 18, instead of putting 18, you would put fill. Fill would fill out the rest, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that's how you would do it. So that's why I for example, when I'm just working with text and stacks that are simple like this, I don't use relative. I don't like it. I just think it's not the correct way of doing it. I just think that fill is fill, Yeah. It's just, I guess, how I see it. But here we can just put fill, and boom, we have these like this, and then we can put this one like this, and it's looking nice. And now here we have a placeholder light box. Okay, so this is an image, a video. I don't know.
A video.
Is it gonna be like something from YouTube, something from Vimeo, something like from like a video?
Is there a difference if you have something on Vimeo than if you have it on YouTube?
Yeah, there is, because in Framer, there is these different video components. So we have Vimeo, right? You can search for Vimeo. You can search for YouTube, and each one is different. They're for different types of embed codes. So if you had like a YouTube video, I would just put it down here. Like so.
Most likely that both will be
like YouTube.
Yeah, everything will be YouTube video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I would do is I just delete this. I'm gonna delete this, and I'm gonna make this fill width, and I'm going to increase the height, make the height like fixed, like something like this. And then here I have the YouTube video, and what I do is I just click on this, and then I select that video. I get it from YouTube, right? You just have to click on share the video, and then they're gonna give you like this link. It's gonna be u2.be/sm whatever. Like this is like this is the shareable link.
The shareable link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can choose to make it autoplay on, and then if you have it on, you can choose that it's muted or not muted, right? So I'm just going to keep it on off, and you can also choose loop. That means that it turns on, and then when it finishes, it loops, starts from the beginning again. And then we have these different red and white. These are for the controls. So if I were to click on white and go, let me just, what was the thing? 40. So if I go here, click 40, or put 40, it gives it that nice curve like the images. So go down here, click here, and that play button was white that we saw before, right? So it's like a white and black play button. If not, there's a red one. I think it's for the play button. So I'm not sure. Something like that. Oh yeah, you see it's like a red play button. So that's that. That's for YouTube. And for Vimeo, it's pretty much the same type of logic, right? But with Vimeo and with the video, there's another component that if you want to add your own video file, there's the video one. And with this one, I would be very careful. I wouldn't upload it directly into Framer. I would use a URL like this, post it somewhere. If you don't know how to do that, just write me. I'll help you really quick. I have something in my Discord community that someone did this actually this week. I'll just send you that message, and just do that. But basically, it's the same type of thing, right? So that's for that. If you're gonna use YouTube, great. Then I'm just gonna leave this here for you.
Okay. Cool.
And then for the tablet, let's just make it a little bit smaller. And for the phone,
I think actually what I did in the homepage, I think I set them as fixed heights or fixed width. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what I did instead of adjusting them manually, because we have live video as well.
Yeah.
So
exactly, just like this. Exactly.
I don't know if that's a good practice, but because we always talk about, feel and things like that. But I think on this one, for the height and max width, I just went with some fixed options.
No, and it's good. Yeah, it works well. So.
Que tú decías, super.
So are these paintings famous? Oh, this is the artist. Wait.
No, actually, that was just an interview. It's not the interview that I want to put in, but it's someone interviewing my dad about the project. Yeah, he's my dad. So my dad is the creator of the project, and he works with different artists, and those artists will produce the graphics in this case, or the flags, So it's sort of like his idea of all of this about sports. He's just contacting artists that help him to produce these flags. The problem with the project, which is why we're developing the website, is that it requires a significant amount of capital to produce each flag, right? So at the moment, is everything private, as if he's just using his savings to just create more flags. Problem is, every year you have more legends, or you have more athletes, So the idea of the project is to then collect these resources and hopefully show different people that might be interested in collaborating with the project to do expositions and to do things like that, so that eventually they can just create like a museum, like a sport museum in Chile, where it's a physical place and they display the flag. The flags are like 1.8 meters, so they're like real size. very impactful when you're in person, and then you can see like a lot of athletes, like even Roger has like signed the flag.
Wow.
It's really cool. But
Really cool.
you have to get the capital. And reason why we are doing this website is to try to communicate that more effectively.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Understand.
that's the goal of the project.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Really cool. Really cool. And Messi, did he see his flag already?
Yeah. I think he has actually like 3 different flags of Messi.
Okay.
Like when he was in the Barcelona. Now he's in Argentina on that
Yeah.
flag.
Yeah.
Djokovic also signed his flag.
Okay. Super cool.
But
That's awesome, man.
yeah, Rafael Nadal has signed it as well.
Okay. It's really cool.
But yes,
You guys are
slowly
really big
trying to
sports fans.
reach them all. What was that? Sorry.
That you guys are really big sports fans.
My dad is. He's just crazy about.
crazy.
It's his life,
It's his
It
life.
is his life.
Okay.
So this is his life project, and now
Yeah.
he wants to go all in.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to give him a hand. So it will be awesome to see him, just accomplishing his dream.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I'm happy to help you guys with as much as I can.
I appreciate it, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, then let's continue making this mission page because we're almost done with this. So let's just again make sure that everything is set to fill, not fixed. Fill. And we have some problem here. Let's just boom, move it like that. Set this to fill. Heading and the lorem ipsum set to fill. Okay, and now we have this. So these are the team members. You said that there's gonna be 3 in total, right?
There's gonna be 3 of them, and maybe there is a better way to display 3 of them.
Yeah.
I know last time you showed me like a few different. I think they're called. I don't know if they're layouts or components, but different ways of displaying team members or displaying information.
Yeah.
So because we have 3, I don't know. Again, this one was just like the auto layout.
Yeah.
I don't know which one will be the best, so it will be good to get your insight on how would you display this.
So what I'm gonna do is we have two rows, row 1 and row 2, and I'm gonna delete row 2. I'm just gonna leave row 1, and I'm gonna add a new card. So we have 3 cards, right? So actually, before I even do that, I'm just gonna have 1 card. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that this is set to fill, and then I'm gonna make sure that everything is set to fill. This is set to fill. Oh, not fit, fill. And these are set to fill. This text also set to fill. And these social icons, since they're icons, let's leave them like that. And now we got 1 card let's put 3. Now we got 3. So it's looking like this. There's a nice little
So
distribution.
then you just copy paste the other 2 cards, right?
Exactly. I just pasted them. I duplicated them, basically. And what we can do is, 3 looks good like this. For the tablet, maybe making these heights a little bit smaller. So let me just do that like this, and getting these heights and making them smaller like this. And then for the phone, I would then put them like so. So this is exactly how I would do it. Right, so, and let's give this the padding on the right and left of 20. By the way, who's Chile's most famous athlete? I was wondering that. Who's in the history
Oh, if you go to the homepage,
okay.
I would probably say the first row, you have the 15 most famous athletes in Chile. If it's hard to say because, for example, Marcelo Rios, which is the tennis player who has the tennis ball in the face,
This guy.
was actually number one at some point.
Okay.
You have Ivan Zamorano on the left, who played for Real Madrid.
Yeah, he's famous.
You have Tomás González, who achieved something massive on his sport, though his sport, gymnastics, is not necessarily like the most popular sport in the world. So it definitely depends on what your measure is. I think this guy, I don't remember his name, but the guy you see with the horse, he still has the undefeated score into jumping those barriers, and it's like, it's like a very, very old record. So I'm not the best person to ask. That's definitely my dad.
Okay.
But those are the 15 options he'll probably put on the table.
Okay. So he like wrote them down for you, like that.
Yeah. So he said, look, I want to put these 15 athletes on top and these 15 athletes on the bottom, and he of course he believes it's really hard to pick someone over someone else.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit of a personal decision, and because you can see on the bottom as well, like all of them are very widely known, but like
all of them.
You also have other people, you might have, I don't know, Stephen Curry's, why it's not there, or why it's not Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, it comes to, you want to show a bit of diversity into the sports, a bit of diversity into the athletes,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I was thinking like maybe, from Chile, I know Alexis Sanchez is pretty big, I don't know if he's one of the best athletes,
he's definitely big.
Yeah. I don't know if he's one of the best athletes from the history, but I know that, from my time watching,
Yeah, we do have his flag, and it's signed as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I really like Alexis Sanchez. He played in River.
He played at River, unfortunately.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Okay, so I'm just checking this out here while we talk. Do you know this tennis? Are you into tennis?
Not that much, but who are you thinking of?
No, because I went to school with some person, a Chilean tennis player. He's a ranked tennis player right now for Chile.
What's his name?
I went to high school with him here in Miami. Nico Jarry.
Oh yeah. He played. He has represented Chile a few times.
Yeah.
I don't follow him that closely, but it's definitely like one of the new generations.
Yeah, exactly.
Chile had like a good history in tennis. I mean, as I said before, we got the Marcelo Rios, and we also have Masuo and González, who were champions into the Olympics.
Yeah.
I don't remember what year, but
Chile's always been good.
Actually, that's when you have like the video on the homepage at the beginning. That's when they became.
Okay.
So that match is when they won the Olympics at the first place.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
But yeah, all of these ones are actually, as I said, that's Tomás González. All the athletes in the video are Chileans.
Okay.
That's that was in Dakar in racing.
Yeah, Dakar. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chile has always been good at tennis.
Yeah, I think we have a bit of history. Yeah.
I just was looking at this. This is gonna be like one of these slideshows. All right, so.
Slideshow.
So what we can do is we can just go to interactive. And ticker means that it goes automatically. So we want something like a slideshow like this. And what we can do is we can go fill, and we can set this a height like 750, and then we can move these out of here. So let's just move this, and where's the other content? We need more images, right? Somehow the images are not.
Yes. We're probably gonna put, I don't know, maybe like 5 of them.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave this one, and basically it's the same as the thing in the homepage. You just go like this.
Yes.
And then you have these controls that you can go left and right. And then we put 100, and this is something that, you know, when we do that double check to see if everything works, you have to make sure that this is all, like, all the padding is set, right? Yeah, I don't know, radius 40. Yeah, I might have to charge my computer. A sec. And so you're from Santiago? Yeah, you said that, right?
Originally, yes.
Originally, okay. And what does that mean? That you live somewhere else?
No, it just means that originally I'm from Santiago.
Okay.
Was born in Santiago, yeah. Lived pretty much my entire life there until I decided to move to Melbourne.
To Melbourne, nice. Nice. Yeah. Gotta visit Australia soon.
Yeah, man, it's a really great country, to be honest.
Yeah, man, I know. It's really a dream of mine to go there one day. So let's see what.
Honestly, to me, it's much more about the culture and the people than the landscapes. Like, of course, Australia is known for its beaches and, you know, a bit of like the paradise, but I just feel like people here it's living in a way that everyone seems happy, you know? And because wages are also high, whenever you get someone working in what would be considered like maybe like a not ideal job, I don't know, someone maybe clean the streets or, you know, just doing, I don't know, a bit of cleaning on toilets, stuff like that, they still get paid a lot of money. So it's something they don't mind doing because they know the reward is kind of high. And that's like one of the things in Australia. Like, you go back to Chile, I don't know how it works in the US, but like, if you're a carpenter, if you're a cleaner, all of those things get like, the reward is so small. Like, they're constantly in like low status or low socioeconomical status. Here in Australia, that people might even get more money than a professional, right? Because no one really wants to do it.
Yeah.
So then the overall lifestyle is like, yeah, it's really good. Like,
okay.
People's happy. You wake up at 7 and you see people already running, you know, walking their dogs.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Okay. Safety is amazing.
The safety, okay.
Yeah. Like unfortunately in Chile, if depending on the area, if you're, let's say, waiting for the bus and you're with your phone, someone might come from the back and just take the phone, you know. But here, people, it's like they don't even think about that, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, depending on the area.
It's a big change.
But in general, like, yeah, it's not like you think your phone will get stolen if you're riding a bus. Like, that just doesn't happen.
It's unfortunate that it's like that in South America. You know, like, for example, for me, when I was living there, it was the same. Like, you know, it was a normal conversation to have with your classmates. Oh, I got my phone got stolen this week, you know. Or and in Colombia, I don't know how it is in Chile. I heard that Chile is relatively safe, coming from a Colombian perspective, because in Colombia, they rob you like at knife point. That's a very common thing. Like, they don't take your phone. They just like you know, they take out a knife. This has happened to me, actually. A person comes with a knife, like a sharp knife, and they say, "Give me your phone, or this is gonna be your last breath." They say it like that. It's really kind of, it was shocking.
Yeah, that's a bit of it. Actually, Chile wasn't like that before. Like, yes, you still have like some robberies or some harsh interactions, but lately, because we have more immigration from other Latin American countries, like illegal immigration, now in Chile you can see that reality a little bit more, because, for example, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, a Chilean wouldn't necessarily kill you if you wouldn't give away your phone.
Okay.
Yes, they might hit you. Maybe they might use a knife, but not a gun.
Okay.
Now there's a lot of stories in the news where like someone resists and they just get like a shot in the
You get
face.
killed,
It's like
yeah,
just for a phone,
I know.
you know. So it's I think that's generally a big concern for Latin America. As in, I don't know how, but we have to work to improve that.
Yeah. I agree.
Because if not, people, it's constantly trying just to escape from that reality.
Yeah, it's a very dark world for some people there, man. Like, I really noticed that it was very dark. Like, I lived in Bogota, and for some kids, that was just their reality. Like, and it was like normal. And if they didn't do that, they weren't cool. They would be, bullied, and their parents would also like have to do that too. And it's unfortunate. But lucky enough, like some people like move out of that, or they can have the opportunity to move out of it. But there's still a lot of people that are stuck into that, and it's like really like a phone for a life. That's crazy,
100%. And there are many factors that influence into why that is happening, but
there's many factors. Yeah, it's not black and white. It's very deep. Yeah. So, but yeah, there has to. I mean, we have to be positive and give our best. It's a very big world, and there's a lot of problems. But as an individual, I'm just trying to help as many people as possible that I can, and also make a living at the same time. So
that's the way.
Yeah. But yeah, I already did this. I can see that there's some things that need to be changed, but this is kind of how you would do it from from scratch, right?
No, that's pretty good. I saw how you I sort of like understand now the process.
Yeah.
It was useful in this case because we saw how we got it from Figma directly to Framer.
Exactly.
So we sort of like save a bit of time by getting all this stuff.
Yeah.
So of course now I have to change a little bit the copywriting and the images and play around with the design, which is awesome because that way I also keep learning and experimenting with, how they look on the different layouts.
Yes.
But yes, for example, if I look at the phone view, I instantly see that that's like a lot of text, which on the homepage, I also was like, okay, how do I rewrite this message so it looks good on the phone at least, without missing the context of what we want to say?
Sure.
Thank you for showing me how to do this.
Yeah, and also another thing that I want to mention is that you just have to replace these things, right? This is another thing that you have to just keep in mind. Just make sure that everything, you see how the padding is larger here, just make sure that the padding is, 100 on the desktop, on the right and left. Just going through everything to see that it works, right? So making sure that it's all consistent. Like in the homepage. Use the homepage as a guide. You have it right here. Boom. Okay. How many pixel radius? It's 40. Okay. So. But yeah, it's good that we saw that coming from Figma. Importing it here. How easy that was, and the steps. And by the way, I'm going to upload this on YouTube. So if you forget something, you can just go ahead and check that out.
Yeah, that's the best part of it. Like if I have any doubts, like, oh, what did we do last time? I'll just go to YouTube, check it out.
Cool.
That's pretty good. So awesome. I'm gonna be working on this section, and I'm gonna, now that I saw you doing this section, I'm gonna try to replicate it into different ones.
Yes.
So that next session is gonna be more like a review of best practices. If or if I encounter any issues.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's just like a review session to see hopefully you can already do this with another page or another pages, right? And use this type of, you know, this strategy of Figma to Framer and making everything fill. And then we can just use the next session to go ahead and review everything just to make sure that everything is set up correctly and it doesn't break.
Perfect.
Okay.
So just to do a bit of a recap, if let's say I want to work on a different section, then I'll have to go to the pages, create a new pages, use the desktop version, which is 1200.
Yes.
Import the Figma content into this one, and then create different breakpoints.
Yes, import the Figma content into this one. Then start off by making this a layout that is fit to the content. That's the
fit
most
content.
important.
Yeah. And doesn't matter, or it matters if you create the viewports before or after you import the content?
It doesn't matter, but I would just do it before. I don't know, because then you have a good overview of everything.
Okay, cool. And I think in the homepage, I changed the. Did I do it? The view of the tablet.
Okay.
No, I think it's the same. That's pretty good. Yeah, no, okay. Because the first time we had like 1440 on the desktop view, and we created like the 1200 one. Now I see that the tablet one maintains its dimensions.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So basically, once you reach this, it's going to be tablet.
Yeah.
All
awesome.
Right. All right. I'm going to stop then the stream here for YouTube. So bye, YouTube people.